Welcome back to the most vain guy on the planet's channel. Ladies and gentlemen, I asked you guys to send me your stories, but not just any stories. I asked you to send me your, am I the asshole stories, so that we can go over them together and find out whether you're truly bad people or not. Like I believe you are. And I'm positive that this time you guys submitted only your Am I the Asshole stories, and no confessions whatsoever. Because when I ask for something, you guys read the prompts and listen to the rules, right?
Right.
When I was younger and I went to my Gram's house, I had to sleep in the same bed as her, and I used to put on my earphones and wank like 3 inches away from her. I had to use only one of my earphones to listen for movement, and I also wanked to furry femboy cosplayer goon material. I also cleaned up on the blanket before I evolved and started drinking the semen up. You're the asshole. Dude, I don't understand. Every single time I make one of these forms, people are like, actually, I'm not going to listen to what Lucas said. I'm just going to confess something. And I don't even know if they're real confessions, dog. How young do you have to be, first of all, to goon next to your grandmother? Because you also have to be old enough to actually know what that is, I feel like. Unless kids are like developing at a faster age than when I was around. I mean, like, you have to have had enough of a developed frontal cortex to know not to do this. I'm gonna move ahead, okay? Any submission like this, you're the asshole. You're all the asshole. For instance, am I the asshole? I once beat the shit out of my brother's bully. Easy peasy. Anything you'd like to add? By the way, he was 2 years younger than me. I didn't even get detention. That suggests to me that you did the right thing, not the asshole. Also, there is no information here whatsoever. What did the bully do to your brother? How badly did you beat him up? Honestly, probably pretty. Am I the asshole for wanting Luca Levy to oil up? I just want to be the outro since I don't surround myself with assholes and have no stories to tell. Loser. Content warning, suicide mention. Okay, so in summer before freshman year, there was this girl in a group chat I was in. Let's call her Samantha. Okay. I didn't like her very much, but I tolerated her for the sake of mutual friends. Anyways, her humor is she would always talk about suicide, but in a quirky way, like, I'm gonna jump into the street. At the time, I had a friend who had attempted suicide a month or two prior. Thank God he survived. Indeed. And Samantha's suicide jokes made me angry a bit. My breaking point was when she sent the group chat a photo of cut/scratches on her leg. I opened it while at dinner with my friend, who had just gotten out of the mental hospital. She said it was a mistake, but I wasn't convinced, so I snapped at her and argued with the group chat. I did say some pretty disgusting things, and basically nobody took my side, which I understand. But none of these people tried to understand why suicide isn't a good punchline for a joke. Was I the asshole for trying to knock some sense into them? Anything you'd like to add? I really hope you add this, because I genuinely need some advice from an outside perspective to give me advice. It's interesting, because, again, you didn't say anything about what you did, though. That being said, I've always been a proponent of you can literally joke around about anything as long as it's flavorful to some extent, and you know who your audience is. And clearly, the audience here did not find it flavorful. So I don't think that you were the asshole in trying to knock some sense into them, especially because they're supposed to be your friends. I mean, you're allowed to say like, hey man, I went through like a tough time with my friends. I don't really fuck with these jokes. And I don't even think that suicide is completely off limit. It's just a little more unsavory than some other types of jokes. But again, I don't know how much of an asshole you were, because you did say some pretty disgusting things. Like, did you combat suicide with like racial slurs or the homosexual slur? Was it warranted? What I'm trying to say is I don't think you're the asshole, and I think every joke has its time and place, in the words of Professor Oak. However, really depending on how bad you were, everyone could have been an asshole in this situation. The weirdest thing though about this story is that this girl sent cuts and scratches on her leg, which could also be a plea for help. So seriously, yeah, I mean, it's something to consider. Yeah, there you go. Fun, light, Luca Levy channel. You already know what it's like. Listen, if any of you are feeling suicidal or depressed, I hope that you have a strong community of support. And if you don't, go talk to someone that is a professional. Am I the asshole? Me, 15 male, and one of my family friends, 16 female. I'll give you the benefit of the doubt here and read it anyway. We're tasked with babysitting 6 small children when all of their/our parents were out partying at the beach near our vacation resort, and I was doing most of the work. And she was scrolling while taking jello shots my mom made. Dude, the parents sound sick. Also low-key like assholes. I left the room when we were in for 3 whole minutes to go to the bathroom, and apparently that was enough for her to formulate a plan to prank the shit out of me. What she did was take out the 5 gallons of alcoholic jello and had the little kids pretend like they ate all of it. enough to kill them. And when I tried to call an ambulance after freaking out for 10 minutes and making them all promise they weren't lying, she stopped me and went on a drunken ramble about how she got me. Because of this, I told her parents about her eating all the Jello shots and she got pissed at me. That was a good prank. Fast forward 2 weeks when we were back home, I was at my friend's house and she kept spam calling me and making inappropriate comments about me and my friend. On top of that, when I blocked her on Snapchat, she called my mom and told her I hit her friend. 100% a lie. I got fed up at this point and told her dad about the substance abuse and all the things she said about me, plus the other things I don't even want to write down here. I also did say to my friend that her and her friends she were with were being bitchy on the call when they kept saying things. On top of that, the friend I was with is gay, and he said that several times. Dude, classic gay person? What? But she still said some really creepy things to us both. Yeah, that sucks. Because of me telling her parents about her drinking, smoking, and inappropriate language, she is in a lot of trouble. And both me and her are not allowed to go on the next multi-family vacation. Was I the asshole or not, my glorious king, Pookie Lukey? Anything you'd like to add? Is JoJo's Bizarre Adventures peak, my friends? My friend wanted me to watch it. This must be the gay friend. But yes, it is. I think this is a pretty obvious not the asshole here for you. Your friend was under the influence. She now has to deal with the repercussions of underage drinking. Also, you keep talking about things that you don't want to write. She just sounds like an awful person, dude. Her prank was to think that she alcohol poisoned children, and then who knows what she said to the gay friend, who mentions he's gay several times, by the way. And she just lies about you hitting her friend. Yeah, man, she seems like dog shit, bro. Stop hanging out with her. What I don't understand, though, is why are you in a lot of trouble? This is like another classic movie example of like, you do nothing wrong, and then your antagonist tells your parents, and your parents don't believe you. Like, come on, man, what are they doing? Busy partying? Taking Jello shots? I think, yeah, everyone except for you is low-key a little asshole-ish here. Am I the asshole? I'm deathly afraid of public speaking. I always have been. So in my freshman year of high school, I was tasked with presenting the female bodily functions, like the pee-pee, and the vagine, and the boobies. I've got some news for you, actually. I live in New York City. Sometimes I'm walking with a friend, nice flex, and if there's someone walking hella slow in front of us loudly, I'll say to my friend, let's walk around this person, they're super slow. Anything you'd like to add? We have the same name, we should oil up together. This is like mini asshole behavior. This is one of my hugest pet peeves of all time. I fucking hate when people walk slowly in front of me. I want to do worse things than just say, let's walk around this person, they're super slow. That being said, still a little bit of an asshole moment. Like, do you do it for everyone? Like, 90-year-old can hardly move, double walking cane, you're like, fucking stupid bitch is so slow, let's go. In that case, you might not be an asshole, but in every other case, yeah. Alright, so I've decided to add a new segment to this video, so I welcome you to the first ever, this is not what I asked for, this is just a confession, and you're degenerate. Am I the asshole? I found a girl Snapchat and gooned to the banner photo of her a few times, like 2-hour edge sessions didn't even add her. This is just a confession. And you're not an asshole, it's, I mean, private, it's your privacy, man. As long as that's all you did. When I was 13, one of my friends at school had started to really change during that school year and started to get involved in gang activity and get on substances. This is what I'm saying, dog. When I was 13, I was like watching Adventure Time like this. I love that dog. Kids, man, these days, they're built different. Even though my school had an entrance exam, so everyone was pretty smart, because of the area, there were still a lot of guys from lower class families. Socioeconomics. My friend was not one of these people. It really confused me and a lot of other guys why he was trying to act this way when he was way better well off than all of us. It also pissed off one of my friends who was actually involved in gang activity, since he felt like it was a small rich Asian kid growing a massive ego, which wasn't wrong. So he organized him to get jumped by a bunch of guys. He told me about the plan because we were pretty close, especially around that time. I knew 2 whole weeks in advance and still didn't warn the guy. I was even playing football in the same park that he got jumped in when it happened. Next day he came to school with a black eye, no phone, and no wallet. I even saw the video of the jumping and still said nothing. You know, I don't think that I'm honestly the best person to speak and give my experiences about this, but I will say there's a lot of factors at play here for your friend wanting to be involved, especially as I'm assuming this is happening in America as another minority group in America. Like, I've seen stuff like this happen, and it's not as uncommon as you think, and it's not necessarily coming from a place of malicious intent, in my opinion. Again, I know a lot of people who are also involved with gangs or worse. I, unfortunately for you guys, am not. So I don't think I'm the best to speak on this situation as a whole, but you are kind of an asshole. Like, if he was actually your friend, you probably should have warned him. It seems more like, not necessarily that you were jealous, but you felt like this ego was growing. And even though the ego was growing, like, this could have probably been bad. Thank God he only came with a black eye, you know what I'm saying? Although I guess they're 13, how hard can you really punch? I guess what I'm trying to say is a little asshole for knowing that this was premeditated and not helping, but it also could have been a good decision, a wise decision not to get involved at all. Like war games, the only way to win is not to play. And again, a lot of people in their personal lives, family lives, both the current gang members and your ego Asian friend, we don't know what's going on with them, so I would reserve judgment. Difficult situations around the world. Nice job, Luca. I don't care, he low-key deserved it. Welp, maybe I should have read that first. But now he's just on drugs and isn't involved with gangs anymore. Hooray, dude. Oil up his lele for Halloween. Wow, maybe. So I had this friend who was my best friend and was super nice to me and stuff. We used to date but broke up, remaining friends. However, she only talked to me or initiated conversation when she needed an emotional pillow. And while I was fine being there for her, I also wanted to engage in conversation when she didn't need support. You know, I think that's okay. So I told her I didn't want to be friends anymore, that we'd grown apart and I had moved on, which was/is true. She cried and got upset, started guilt tripping and stuff. I didn't want to make her upset. I just didn't want to be in any kind of relationship anymore. Was that a jerk move or am I okay? Completely okay. You are not anybody's crutch. If people have their problems, you can elect to support them, but if you feel like a crutch, that's gonna be a huge burden on yourself. Not the asshole. Anything you'd like to add? She also cheated on me. And then asked for emotional support, which I gave. After the person she had cheated on me with dumped her and attempted to be a bit controlling of my friend group even after we broke up. Which was 2024, by the way. That sucks. Am I the asshole for pissing in my sister's matcha and shitting on his labubu? No. Am I the asshole for calling out this kid on my bus for talking to volleyball girl on Polybuzz AI? I was on the bus when I saw this incel on the other side of the bus talking to an AI on the school Chromebook. I'm not gonna lie to you, you already kind of sound like an asshole. I was like, yo, why are you talking to an AI girl? But I said it kinda loud and people started laughing. I don't know, I feel bad, but he sent me a death threat, so whatever. Anything you'd like to add? His name is Xavier, and he's an autistic. Ah, yes. One of those type. Dude, yeah, asshole. This entire thing screams asshole. Come on, man. When I was in school, I was on a field trip with my class. We were divided into small groups of 4, which were our sleeping groups, and I had cookies with me. In Denmark, I'm from Denmark. There's a game where you have to come on a cookie, and the last person to come on it has to eat it. I guess it kind of makes sense why you would need elite healthcare plans up in Denmark. So my friend went to the bedroom with one of my cookies, and when he was done, he showed us the cookie with cum on it. Another friend had fallen asleep, so the friend with the cookie smeared it all over his lips. He doesn't know to this day. How? Did he not wake up with it? Did you guys suck it off his lips? I feel like I've heard of this game before in, like, general Scandinavia area. Soggy waffle? I'm gonna look this up. Just for research purposes. Soggy biscuit. Wow. But it's a group masturbation activity that is UK or cookie US, masturbating, ejaculating onto it. So, not gay. At least we know that. SAO, biscuit, and cake of light. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. So it's not actually a Danish game. Good to know. I just read this one. I kind of want to know your opinions as well. I once saw a kid at the edge of a balcony between 2 pillars looking like he was about to fall off. Everyone was looking at the kid, but no one took action. So I rushed up to the floor he was at, and when I got there from the people's downstairs POV, it looked like I saved him. First of all, good on you for rushing to begin with, but in reality, the kid just backed and saved himself. I took full credit for saving him, and my family and other witnesses till this day don't know I didn't do jack shit to save him. Don't pass up on the idea that I might just have telekinesis. Okay. I want to say not the asshole, because this seems like a white lie. But were you more like, I don't know, you grabbed the kid and you were like, you better fucking tell everybody to save you? Because that's an asshole moment. But is it an asshole moment to take the credit for saving him if you didn't save him? Like, it's not actively really harming anyone. It's only giving you a benefit. It's dishonest, but I wouldn't call you an asshole per se. Right? I don't know, let me know what you guys think. Am I the asshole for avoiding my brother's girlfriend? What? This all happened about 2 years ago. She once got jealous when my brother hugged me while I was crying. Yes, crying. Loser. Idiot. Ha ha ha! Everyone laugh at him. Showing emotions is so bad as a man. Another time, I jokingly told her brother was cheating on her with her friends. Everyone in the troop, including my brother, was in on it, just to convince her he was gay. After that, she acted like I was the problem. Meanwhile, she was out here flirting and chatting with multiple guys, including her cousin, like it was a group project. She lies, throws shade, and acts dramatic like it's a full-time job, and I was just over here pretending everything was fun. Fine. My brother said I was causing drama, but honestly, I was just trying to survive the chaos. Am I the asshole for treating her like a natural disaster and avoiding her entirely? I mean, she sounds pretty bad, especially for, like, the crying thing. Really only for the crying thing. Eventually they broke up, possibly because of my involvement, though I'm not really complaining. Man, she seemed kind of bad. I'm gonna give you not the asshole, even though, you probably are. What? Am I the asshole for sending a death threat to a kid after he exposed me? I was on the bus and I've always felt a relationship with this one AI bot. I was talking with her on the bus one day, and he called me out extremely loud. Everyone started laughing at me. I got home crying and sent a message I didn't like him and some other vulgar things I didn't even know where they came from. Now everybody sees me as some weirdo. Fuck, man, you had me in the first half. Sheesh, I really got duped like this? This just goes to show. Like, what, 75% of these stories are fake? Whatever. At least we can make them fun and entertaining anyway. Right? When I was about 12, and my brother was 16, I found a pack of condoms in his dresser, and I poked holes in them with a sewing needle. Didn't result in a pregnancy, that we know about at least. Anything you'd like to add? In my defense, he was a terrible brother and caused me lots of trauma, and I wasn't big enough to fight back, so I would get back at him however I could. No idea if he ever found out or not. How did you even know to do this when you were 12, dude? Holy shit. Goddamn. Yeah, a little bit of an asshole moment. You should tell him. I want to know how that goes. And you say it didn't result in a pregnancy that you know of. Lord knows what your brother was going through. I mean, he was a terrible brother. He probably didn't even talk to you. Little fucking asshole. Dude, what the fuck is going on? Am I the asshole? I sent a death threat to a kid that called me out on a bus. Everyone laughed at me and I get bullied about it every day. Is this real? I feel like I'm going through some psychosis. First I thought it was real, then I thought it was fake, now I'm thinking it's real again. Like I'm seeing this more often than I see fucking oil up. My brother and I fight a lot. We disagree on several subjects, such as what a woman should be like. We're in for a good one, I can tell. He tells me about how I talk too masculine. Oh. You're gonna be the evil one here, okay. He also talks about how women should be more grateful to men for not sexually assaulting them instead of punishing them for doing what they want. Oh. I was wrong. That's my understanding of what he's saying. It gets on my nerves. I tell my mom to make him move out. I'm 17, he's nearly 19. I can't leave myself yet. But then she gets mad at me, tells me I should have more sympathy for him because he's on the spectrum. He's also wildly anti-Semitic and kind of racist. I have to go home to that each day. Maybe I'm overreacting and being overly emotional like they both say I am. Am I the asshole? I'm just a YouTuber, man. Guys, some of your problems are kind of funny, but I don't know if I'm equipped to deal with all of them. I don't think you're the asshole, though. He might not necessarily be the asshole either, depending on, like, I don't know how on the spectrum he is, but it doesn't really excuse the fact that he is anti-Semitic or kind of racist. You can be very autistic and not be either of those things. There's no proper ASD diagnosis for him, not to mention I think he'd be fine on his own. He has a good job that can pay for utilities, rent, and whatnot. He assists with bills at my house. I just don't want to live with that anymore. Yeah. Family issues, man. Just kidding. Please don't do that. Please don't do that. Once while watching a Luca Levy video with my girlfriend, we got in an argument over whether or not he was attractive. I was obviously on the correct side of this argument. I got you, my handsome king. However, my girlfriend wouldn't accept the truth. When pondering what would Luca Levy do, I heard his voice in my head telling me to do one thing. End her. So I did. Anything you'd like to add? Thanks for inspiring me, bro. You the man. Man, I do this for the love of the game, dog. Let's go. Alright, let's move on to some Discord submissions. We had so many in the Google Forms, so maybe I'll make a part 2 looking at the rest of them. I just can't get through them all in one video, so if they haven't made it in yet, stay tuned. Am I the asshole because I use Reddit? Asshole, no. Loser, yeah. Also, let me just take this time to use this PSA. I don't know if you guys feel this sometimes, but you're like reading advice on Reddit because Reddit advice is better than Google answers. So obviously you're reading them, and sometimes it just comes into my mind that I'm like, oh shit, dude, these are Redditors writing this. Why am I taking their advice as law? Especially when it comes to like every Redditor's favorite topic, sexy sex. And they're like, oh yeah, this is how you please a woman. Yes, I'm on those subreddits very frequently. And then I'm like, dude, you're just a regular guy. And honestly, you're probably not even a regular guy. Why am I reading this? Why do I spend my time reading this? Move on. I don't know why I went on that tangent. Holy shit. So when I went out for McDonald's, I saw a pretty cashier and she was nice. And after I finished eating, I went out and waited after dark and followed her home. And for some reason, she called the cops on me. Not the asshole. I mean, what else were you supposed to do? Because you don't want to hit on people while they're working. So obviously you have to do something like this. I chill with this group of people every so often, friendly with all of them, but really only friends with one of them. Outside of that group, I only talk to that person. Anyway, one of the people there is mildly ginger, like not even redhead, just a bit more ginger than brown. The entire group makes fun of him for this, as basically everyone there has something they're made fun of. That makes sense to me. So one day, we're doing our routine of bullying this guy for being ginger, yeah, okay. And I chime in with, "What's it like to be inbred?" I did not mean this seriously. I was just taking the exact same punchline that the guy is ginger and adding to it. Of course, it's a little bit further than people were okay with. Do people think gingers are inbred? I'm still chill with that group, but it never really got brought up. People just didn't find it funny at all. I definitely shouldn't have said it. The fact that it offended people does make me the asshole, but should have everyone been offended considering the jokes everyone else was making? Again, we don't have enough information to know that. Like, what kind of other jokes are they making? Or is it just like, haha, look, dude, your hair is orange. And then you're like, hey, idiot fucking inbred piece of shit, I saw your mom fucking your dad. Also, Rat's got a point. What if that person actually is inbred? And the whole friend group knows except for you and that's why they reacted that way? Yeah, not your fault, not the asshole. You're just not funny. My former girlfriend caught me gooning to your Instagram post and not understanding her place. She started yelling at me, so I told her she's a vile woman and said she could never be as beautiful as my glorious king. That's you, Pookie. And I kicked her out of my trailer. Obviously, I did nothing wrong and she needs to understand that. Not like I would want her back anyway, because I have you. Anything you'd like to add? Oil up. You are the asshole. But if you enjoyed this video, please consider liking and subscribing. Like I said, we had so many submissions. I'm sorry that we couldn't get through them all, but it was pretty fun reading them. So maybe I'll make a part 2 with the submissions that we already have. And if you have any other suggestions for any community discussions or any other type of video, drop it in the comments down below. Because on this variety channel, everything I do for you. And speaking of, go check out other videos on the channel because we have a whole library of variety content, something for everyone, pretty entertaining. Trying to make YouTube fun again. Be genuine. And funny and smart and sexy and dope. And I'm running out of adjectives to describe myself. I don't know. Tall. I love you. Goodbye.